it's Hannah. Welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to film the intro clip for this vlog because I've already started the book. And for this vlog, I'm going to be reading The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. This is one of my most anticipated books of the year, and I started it last night. I didn't get very far. I'm like 30 pages in, but I am loving it so far. This just sounds so incredible, and I really love Victoria Schwab's writing style, and I got sucked right in those first 30 pages. It's so good. But I just wanted to say that I'll be filming this vlog of me reading this book, and I will include spoilers and stuff like that. So if you haven't read the book and you don't want to be spoiled, I would recommend not watching this video. Hey everyone, I just wanted to quickly update. I'm at work right now, but I have a little bit of a break here. So I just wanted to update about The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I made it to the 100-page mark. I am on page 119, and I'm really enjoying this book. We've just gotten through the part where like she makes the deal with the devil, I think. I don't know, one of the gods that answers at night, that she was warned not to. And we've made it through the parts where like she's starting to figure out that she's been actually cursed and she will live forever, but she can never make like a mark on the world. Nobody will remember her as soon as they leave her presence. She can't write anything or tell her story in any way, like it just won't work. And I just read the part where that like dark god, that's what I'm gonna call him, the devil. I don't know what he is. He's not the devil? I'm not sure even. But where that god who made her immortal but forgettable just came and was like, I answered what you asked for. I gave you what you wanted. So he said, I gave you what you asked for, but obviously I'm gonna try to make your life miserable so that you'll give up sooner and I'll get to take your soul. Like that was the deal. He was basically saying like, give up, give me your life, give me your soul, and I'll free you from this or whatever. And Addie, being stubborn, was like, I'm not giving you that. I had the worst year of my life and you think that I'm just gonna be like, that was a fair trade. So she said, the book, one of my lines that I underlined here says, there is a defiance in being a dreamer. And she said, I decline. Like, I'm not gonna give you my soul yet. And we know that she ends up living for 300 years because this was in 1714, and now we go back and forth between the two timelines of 1714 and when she like realizes she was cursed, and then back to 2014 where we're set now. And she has gone into that bookstore where she met the guy, I think, but I haven't gotten to the part yet where like he remembers her or whatever. Like she tries to steal a book and he catches her, and then that's where we left off at that part. So that is where I am right now. I obviously have work to do right now, but I think I'm gonna read a little more on my lunch break, and then probably a little more when I'm like driving home from work and all that jazz. All right, I just wanted to check in and say that I am listening to the audiobook as I drive home, and we get to the part where she meets Henry for the second time and he actually remembers her, and that part was so cute. She's like, when he says, I remember you, and she's like, oh my god, what? I love that part. That was so cute. Also, all the parts with the devil of the wood or whatever, she gave him the name Luke. I don't know. I feel like he's a good villain, but also we just got the part where Henry, the guy that Addie meets in the bookstore, where she says her name, which she hasn't been able to do for 300 years. She hasn't been able to tell anyone her name or leave any kind of mark. She tells Henry her name and she can actually say it. And then it switches perspectives. So now we're in Henry's perspective. And they keep kind of hinting at the fact that Henry's not normal, or that there's like something else going on with him. I'm not really sure what it is yet, but they really make it seem like there's something about him. There's obviously some reason why he can remember Addie and she can say her name with him, but like there's something else with his point of views. Like, I don't know if he made a deal or something. I don't know. That's just a theory. But there's something off about it. Not like in a bad way. Maybe in a bad way. Who knows? But there's something different about, like, something going on with him. So yeah, I think I'm around like 150, 160 pages in or so. But I just wanted to talk about those few things. It's snowing! And these snowflakes are friggin' huge! And now the sun's out. Still a little cloudy, but... I am on page 241, so I think I've passed the halfway mark. So we found out that Henry made a deal with Luke to be enough, I guess. I'm not exactly sure like what his deal is, but Henry just like felt like he was running out of time, and then Luke kind of showed up and tried to take advantage of that and was like, I can give you what you want, just pay the price. And he did. And so Addie tells him like her whole story, and she says that she made this deal and she's been paying the price for it. She's never remembered. He's the only one that's ever been able to remember her. And he tells her like, I made a deal too, and it's for, she asks him for how long, and he says a lifetime. So I'm wondering if that means because Addie's lifetime is forever because she's immortal, if since they pair up, like if they'll be able to be together forever, because they kind of like laugh about it and they're like, he made a mistake. So I totally called it that he made a deal. Like there was something off about him. I just knew it. I was like, they just keep like the way that his like point of view was written, you could just tell that there was something that they were keeping a secret from us. Hello everyone. I got to page 363 tonight, so I'm very, very close to the end. I have less than 100 pages left. I think it's around like 80, so just that tiny chunk left. I am right at the beginning of part 6, so yes, I've read quite a bit. So basically, since my last update, Addie and Henry have just been kind of getting to know each other. And then we still get Henry's flashbacks of like him realizing like what his deal has done and how he wishes he didn't make it, because forcing like his deal was to make sure that he was enough. And once he wished for that, people started liking him for something that he wasn't. And so nobody ever really loved him anymore. They just loved this idea of this perfect person and that they cast on him. And then we also get Addie's flashbacks and like her dealings with Luke, like when he shows up and tries to take her soul and get her to come with him and stuff. And I guess some people are like thinking that's like that he's a love interest. And I guess I'm not really seeing it that way. Like every time he comes, he's kind of like a nuisance, and she's only relieved to see him because he's the only one who remembers her and can say her name and stuff. But I guess there's still this last chunk of the book for it to turn where it's like a love triangle, but I just don't see that happening. But I also just read the part where like Henry is looking lost, haunted and lost, she says. She asks him what's wrong, and he says nothing, just thinking. And then she says like she knows that he's not telling the truth and that something is wrong. And it's she said, oh, maybe it's just one of his storms. And then it says, it is not, of course. And later she will know the truth, and she will wish she'd asked, wish she'd pressed, wish she'd known. Later. But tonight he pulls her close. Tonight he kisses her deeply, hungrily, as if he can make her forget what she saw. And Addie lets him try. So my little note here just says, well, that was ominous, because like later she will know. Like, what does that mean? Like, obviously that's foreshadowing that something like bad is going to happen, but I just want to know what. So anyways, I'm stopping for tonight at page 363 so that I can pick up tomorrow when I'm fresh and finish the book. And I will check back in tomorrow once I finish the book and with my final thoughts. Good morning, everybody. I have made the executive decision to stay in my pajamas all day and have a nice lazy Sunday. But I did pick up The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and I got about 20 pages read before I had some things I needed to discuss. So literally I ended last night at the end of part 5, and I was like, I don't see this as being a love triangle. I don't see Luke as a love interest. And that's how I ended it at that part. And then literally the next chapter is like a sort of romantic scene between them. And now I'm like, oh, it's possible I was wrong. But then we also get to the part where it's the 300-year anniversary of when Addie made her deal. And Luke hasn't shown up in like 40 years. And so she decides to spend the day with Henry. And then, of course, Luke shows up and ruins everything. And says, like, obviously I know about Henry and, like, I keep track of the deals that I make. And he says, humans live such short lives, don't they? Some far shorter than others. Save for the time you have left. And no, it was his choice. And so she's like, what the heck does that mean? Like, Henry, how much time did you ask for? Because he told her a lifetime, and that was a lie because he got a single year. And my note there, when he asked for a single year, I went, dang, didn't see that coming. I thought for sure that this was going to be a happy ending, that they would have figured out how to break the curse or whatever, or that they would be together forever because Addie's lifetime is forever. But nope, that's nope. There is also this part where Henry tells Addie that he loves her, and she says, I love you too, and she wants it to be true. So it's like, so she doesn't love him, like she wants to, but she doesn't. So I don't know what to think about that part, but anyways, I need to get back to this and get reading. I'm gonna go take Ellie out really quick because she's got to go outside and go to the bathroom, and then I'm gonna come back and try to finish this book. All right, so I made it to page 400, and I just got to the part where we flash back to Addie and Luke, like their romance becoming a thing, and like that they start having sex. And she says she doesn't hate him anymore, has not for a long time, and somehow she is happy because obviously Luke knew about the deal that Henry made and how he's gonna die so quick, and like Addie's gonna be all upset about it and whatever. And she was begging him to undo Henry's curse or undo his deal or whatever. And Luke says, like, spend the night with me and I'll consider it. You'll have to convince me. And it flashes back then to like how he kind of seduces her and then they have sex. And I don't really know how I feel about that. I don't really like Luke at all. Like, he is a good villain, but I don't know. I just don't see it. Like, he's so awful to her and like made this deal, and he's pretty manipulative and like gets off on having power over her and whatever because like he's basically the devil. And so I just don't get why she would sleep with him. I mean, I do, since he's the only one who remembers her, but, like, I don't know, throughout the book, like, she talks about, like, her rage always, like, being the thing that drives her, like, her anger towards him and, like, what he's done and how he twisted her deal. And then all of a sudden she's, like, trying to convince herself that she's not in love with him. All right, I just finished reading The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. So let's see, from where I left off, what did I say? I had 40 pages left, something like that. Luke kind of tells her, like, it wasn't by chance that you and Henry met. This was all by my design to get you to surrender and everything. And she was, like, shocked by that. But to me, that seemed so obvious. Like, you knew that was what was happening all along. Every time that Luke said, I remember my deals, and, like, you knew that that was his plan all along. And Henry's all planning for his soul to be taken and everything. And of course, Addie makes another deal with Luke, or, like, bends the rules of her deal or whatever to have Henry live but still remember her story. And they had it all written out, so he, like, published her story. So everybody knows about her story, even if they think it's fiction. Like, they can say her name and they know her name and they know her story. So I liked that part. And then the very last chapter of her realizing that Henry published the book, like, of her story, and then her, like, being like, oh, Luke never saw, like, my cunning and never understood, like, how she made the terms of her new deal, saying she traded her soul for herself, but she did not say forever, but as long as you want me by your side, and those are not the same at all. And she's, like, talking about how she knows that he isn't capable of love, and eventually he won't want her anymore, and then she'll actually be free of him. I really liked that ending, instead of her just being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be with Luke because he's been with me for the last 300 years and he understands me and knows me. I'm glad that they didn't end it that way. Like, she doesn't like him. She shouldn't like him. He sucks. So I'm glad they didn't make it like some kind of twisted love story or anything. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. It was thoroughly entertaining. I found Henry's character to probably be the most relatable to me, like, just his fear of time passing so quickly, like, too quickly for him to enjoy everything and, like, for him to grasp everything. I just really related to those passages where he was talking about, like, time flying and he didn't want it to, and not feeling like you've done enough with your time and, like, it just keeps slipping away from you. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed this book. I've got all my little, I don't know if you can see, all my little purple tabs here. I think I'm going to end up giving this book a 4 out of 5 stars. There were just a few things that I had my issues with that kind of docked it from being a full 5 stars, so 4 out of 5, I think, is where this book is sitting. And I would definitely recommend it. I think it's just so beautifully written and very lyrical, gorgeous writing. And yeah, I would definitely recommend it. So that is going to be it for this reading vlog. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments below if you've read this and what your thoughts were of it. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!